themselves going back to a relationship that is clearly unhealthy, even when they know it's causing them emotional pain. It's as if the brain becomes conditioned to crave the rush of uncertainty, much like an addict craves their next fix. Now let's pause and consider another crucial element in this attraction: the sense of danger that surrounds the bad boy. As we've mentioned before, the bad boy often embodies a life of risk and unpredictability. He doesn't follow the rules, and this makes him feel dangerous in a way that excites women. There's something about danger that makes us feel alive, as though we're engaging with life in its rawest, most primal form. But the danger that comes with the bad boy isn't just metaphorical. It can be emotional, psychological, and even physical. In some relationships, the bad boy can become manipulative. He may use tactics like emotional abuse or gaslighting to keep the woman hooked. He may even engage in controlling behavior, making her doubt her own self-worth and feel as though she needs him in order to be complete. This kind of manipulation is subtle at first, often disguised as affection or love, but over time, it can have devastating effects on the woman's mental and emotional health. The attraction to bad boys also often stems from a need for excitement and drama. Life can feel dull and monotonous, and the bad boy provides a contrast to that. He's the spark that lights the fire, the excitement that breaks through the routine. But as time goes on, the drama can escalate. What once felt like harmless fun can quickly turn into something more toxic. The highs of being with him are so intense that they make the lows seem more bearable, even though the lows can be damaging. The pattern repeats itself, with the woman clinging to the hope that things will improve, that the bad boy will somehow change, or that the excitement will return. The bad boy is often someone who is emotionally distant, which paradoxically can create a deeper sense of desire. Women are often attracted to the emotional unavailability of the bad boy, believing that they can be the one to fix him, to heal him. This belief is rooted in a kind of savior complex, where the woman feels as though she has the power to change the bad boy's behavior. She might believe that if she loves him enough, he'll open up to her, and together, they can create the perfect relationship. But this is a fantasy. The bad boy is emotionally unavailable because of his own unresolved issues, and no amount of love or attention from the woman can change that. In fact, trying to fix someone who is emotionally closed off can have the opposite effect. It can lead to a deep sense of frustration and resentment. The woman might start to feel like she's giving more than she's receiving, and eventually she may begin to lose herself in the process. This self-sacrifice, in the hopes of changing the bad boy, can erode her sense of self-worth and identity. She may become so focused on trying to fix him that she neglects her own needs and desires. As the relationship progresses, the woman may also begin to experience a sense of emotional exhaustion. The constant ups and downs, the emotional manipulation, and the never-ending chase can take a toll on her mental health. She might begin to feel drained, anxious, and uncertain about her own feelings. This emotional exhaustion can lead to feelings of confusion, self-doubt, and depression. In extreme cases, it can even result in emotional trauma that affects future relationships. But despite all the red flags and emotional turmoil, some women continue to be drawn to the bad boy. The attraction is so deeply ingrained in their psyche that they may not even recognize how harmful the relationship is. They may find themselves making excuses for his behavior, convincing themselves that he'll change or that they can handle the chaos. They might even rationalize the toxic aspects of the relationship, believing that love is supposed to be difficult, or that they deserve the pain. As we reach the conclusion of our exploration into the dark side of attraction, it's important to reflect on the lasting effects that being involved with a bad boy can have on a woman. The emotional toll, the psychological impact, and the lessons learned from these kinds of relationships can shape a woman's future choices and her understanding of love. However, it's essential to acknowledge that not all of this attraction is inherently bad or wrong. The allure of the bad boy represents deeper, sometimes unacknowledged desires. The need for excitement, the need for validation, and the need for love are universal human experiences. The key to navigating these attractions lies in self-awareness and self-love. One of the most profound realizations for women who have been involved with bad boys is the importance of setting healthy boundaries. The bad boy doesn't just cross boundaries. He is often the person who pushes them to their breaking point. But these relationships serve as a reminder that healthy, fulfilling relationships require mutual respect, emotional availability, and most importantly, a balance of give and take. When a woman recognizes her worth and understands that she doesn't have to settle for chaos, manipulation, or emotional volatility, she begins the process of healing. In order to break free from the cycle of attraction to bad boys, women must learn to identify and challenge the patterns that keep them stuck in unhealthy relationships. This means understanding why they are attracted to these types of individuals and recognizing the emotional wounds or unmet needs that are fueling this attraction. It also involves embracing the idea that love should not be synonymous with pain and that true intimacy and connection come from mutual respect, trust, and emotional safety. The healing process can take time. It requires patience, self-reflection, and often a change in mindset. Women must first learn to love themselves, to recognize their own value, and to stop seeking validation from people who are incapable of giving it. It's a difficult journey, but one that ultimately leads to healthier and more fulfilling relationships. This doesn't mean that the bad boy will no longer be appealing, but rather that a woman can now recognize the difference between attraction based on desire for excitement and attraction based on a deeper, healthier need for connection. Moreover, it's important to realize that the bad boy archetype is often a mask. Underneath the bravado, the arrogance, and the recklessness, there are vulnerabilities, fears, and insecurities. The bad boy, in many ways, is just as lost as the woman who is chasing him. The desire to be loved, accepted, and validated is something that connects them both. The challenge is not to change the bad boy, but to recognize that changing one's own mindset and expectations of love is the first step toward breaking free from toxic patterns. The bad boy isn't the problem. It's the emotional need that drives the attraction. Ultimately, the dark side of attraction reveals a profound truth. Love isn't about fixing someone else. It's about being whole within oneself. When a woman learns to be emotionally self-sufficient and to embrace the idea that love is meant to bring peace, comfort, and joy, not pain, doubt, or confusion, she opens the door to healthier relationships. The bad boy, in this sense, can become a stepping stone to understanding what she truly needs and deserves. So as we reflect on the dark side of attraction, we come to understand that the pursuit of a bad boy is often a pursuit of something deeper, something that goes beyond the thrill of danger and rebellion. It's a search for validation, excitement, and fulfillment, but it often ends in emotional turmoil. The key is recognizing this pattern and choosing to break free from it, to embrace the kind of love that is nurturing, supportive, and kind. Women deserve love that uplifts them, that makes them feel seen, valued, and respected. They deserve partners who are not only emotionally available, but who are willing to engage in a relationship where both parties give and take equally. The bad boy may offer temporary excitement, but it is the emotionally available, respectful, and kind partner who will provide the lasting connection and stability that leads to true happiness. As we conclude, we must remember that attraction is a complex and often unconscious force. It can lead us to both beautiful connections and painful relationships. The journey is about self-awareness, self-respect, and the courage to choose love that enhances, rather than diminishes, our lives. The bad boy will always be a part of the story of attraction, but it's up to each woman to decide if he should be the one who stays in her life, or if she should choose a different path, one that leads to love that nurtures and elevates her. Ultimately, the dark side of attraction is not about condemning those who are drawn to bad boys. It's about understanding why the attraction exists, and realizing that, with self-awareness and self-love, it's possible to move beyond it, towards healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Because at the end of the day, true love should make you feel like you are enough, just as you are, without needing to save anyone or be saved.